Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today NextBoat Inc. NXB just filed an 8K form, and I am seeing some really interesting signals about their performance. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is saying they are seeing record second quarter performance and expect to increase their guidance for the third time this year, while returning to profitability. Let's dive into what this means. So this is a current report filed by NextBoat Inc., basically a heads up to investors about significant events. The key event here is a press release announcing their second quarter results and future outlook. This is the standard section that explains why companies file these reports. It is all about keeping the public informed. The report is dated the 16th of July 2026, and it covers events that happened on or before that date, specifically the press release. This is our company NextBoat Inc. Just a quick reminder outside of this filing based on the data I have. NextBoat Inc. is in the consumer cyclical sector, specifically auto and truck dealerships. It has a market cap of around $50 million, with a current stock price of $2.01. They have about 40 employees. This all sets the stage for the news they are sharing. NextBoat Inc. is incorporated in Nevada. This is their commission file number, a unique identifier with the SEC, and this is their IRS Employer Identification number. These are standard details for any public company filing. This is their principal executive office address. Again, just verifying the location of their main operations. This is their contact number. This indicates no former name or former address if it has changed since the last report. This section and the checkboxes below are for specific types of communications related to securities offerings or solicitations. NextBoat is not checking any of these boxes, meaning this filing is purely for reporting significant events like their press release. Now, let's look at what securities are registered. NextBoat has common stock with a par value of $0.001 per S-share. The trading symbol for their common stock is NXB. This stock is traded on Nice American LLC. NextBoat has elected to be treated as an emerging growth company. This checkbox confirms they are an emerging growth company. They have not elected to use the extended transition period for new accounting standards. This means they will adopt new standards as they come out, just like larger companies. This is where the core of the filing lies for us today. Regulation FD, or fair disclosure, ensures that all investors receive material information at the same time. This is the big news. On the 16th of July, NextBoat announced they are having a record second quarter and are so confident they are raising their financial outlook for the third time this year, and they expect to become profitable. This is exactly the kind of positive news any company wants to share. If they can indeed return to profitability, that would be a significant turnaround for a company of their size. This is standard legal language. It basically says that while this information is being disclosed, it is not being treated as formal SEC filing for certain legal purposes. This is common for press releases attached to 8K forms. This section lists the documents that are part of this filing. We're at the exhibits section. Here are the exhibits. Exhibit 99.1 is the press release itself. This is where the details of their record performance and guidance increase are found. This confirms that the press release is indeed the core of this filing's regulatory disclosure. Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file, which is embedded within the document itself. This is the signature section, where company officers attest to the accuracy of the filing. This is the formal statement authorizing the signature, the date of the signature matching the report date, the company signing off on the report. This indicates that Brian Johns signed the report on behalf of the company, the name of the signatory, and his title, the Chief Executive Officer, showing he is the top executive confirming this information. Looking at this filing, the main takeaway is the company's announcement of strong second quarter performance and an optimistic outlook. They are not releasing detailed financial tables in this specific 8K, but the press release they included, which is Exhibit 99.1, is where the story is. The fact that they are increasing guidance for the third time in 2026 and aiming for profitability is very encouraging. Given their small market cap and employee count, achieving profitability could be a major catalyst for stock growth. We need to look at that press release for the specifics. The external context from StockTitan confirms this, mentioning around 120% transaction volume growth, which is huge. This suggests their business is really picking up steam. Now, if we were to look at the full press release, we would be seeking concrete numbers. For instance, we'd want to see what their revenue was in the second quarter, how it compares to the same quarter last year, and what their projected earnings per S-share are for the remainder of 2026. We'd also want to know what drove this record performance. Was it increased sales volume, better pricing, or cost reductions? Since this filing doesn't contain the detailed financials, We rely on the press release and the external news. The mention of record second quarter performance and return to profitability suggests a significant improvement. Comparing this to other companies that have faced challenges, NextBoat's current situation, if they deliver on profitability, is a positive sign for a company with a market cap of $50 million. A successful turnaround to profitability could lead to substantial investor interest. For example, companies that successfully navigated a path back to consistent profits often see significant stock appreciation. The biggest concern I always have with these types of announcements, especially from smaller companies, is whether the optimistic projections can be consistently met. The market is always looking for sustained performance, not just a one-off good quarter. They've raised guidance 3 times, which is great, but they need to show they can execute on this improved outlook. The key risk is that if they miss these higher expectations, the stock could react very negatively given the increased optimism. What I am actually looking for is the detailed breakdown of how they achieved this performance and the concrete steps they are taking to maintain profitability. The press release likely offers insights, but the subsequent filings will confirm if the trend continues. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Check out the Discord in the description.